So, hey, I wanted to make a video about Acorns, the Acorns investment, and grow your oak, right? From the oak, from the acorn, mighty oaks grow, and all that good stuff. But there's other videos on here about how Acorns is a scam, and how you know there's guys doing overtime videos about their investment and the interest and whatnot that they're gaining or not gaining. And for the most part, it's like, well, Acorn seems to be giving them less of their money back, kind of like siphoning off like Wolf of Wall Street penny stock style, you know what I mean? But mine is more of my review here is more of a customer service and possibly a fraud scam that I believe they perpetuate. And again, that's just my belief. But what happened to me was my Acorns account, I withdrew my money from it. I needed to compile a whole bunch of money to make a large purchase, so I pulled it all out. Nonetheless, that's just what I did. My Acorns account was at zero. I did not unlink my checking account. I thought maybe, after, I go through this process and I might want to go back to Acorns and keep building like that and doing the roundups. Well, after about 2 months of a zero balance, I got a fraud alert, and I responded to this fraud alert. And the only way to respond that they let you respond to it is like via email, direct messenger kind of thing. And I said, this is ridiculous. I can't talk to somebody, especially when fraud, something like that happens. And then several hours later, maybe even the next day, I got a direct message email from them with a phone number, and I call the phone number, and it's a call center in India, whatever. That's not my complaint here, but the problem with it is that the customer service reps, and you can read this on the Better Business Bureau website, several complaints, is the customer service reps that pick up can't do anything about it. There's zero they can do. They have no power. Like, they can give you information and that's it. They can't alter your account. They can't do anything. They can't transfer you to a fraud department. They constantly call it the internal team is doing an investigation. Well, here's what they do is after you file your fraudulent claim and your funds have been transferred out of your bank account fraudulently, and you tell them that, they wait and they hold your money for a full 6 days. They said it needs to settle. Well, it's not a regular transfer. It's not a regular deposit. It's not a regular transaction. It's fraudulent. Now, most of you know as well as I do that have ever unfortunately had your checking account or something like that hacked into, is your bank is FDIC insured, and your money is normally back there the very next business day, if not 2 business days. I've had it happen several times, unfortunately, with my checking account, like skimmers being on gas pumps happened once, and then at an ATM one time, and then another time off the internet. And I've just always been able to rest assured that my bank has always just reimbursed me. They're insured for that. So is Acorns. They're insured for $500,000 per account to be able to return your money. But they don't act like that, and they don't use that capability. My money did not go away. What happened is they transferred my money over, put some of it in the invest account for some reason. I guess maybe just pulse checking it, seeing if money would come out of this checking account they just accessed through Acorns, by the way. And then they transferred more money out of it, which put me in the negative, and they opened up what's called a spend account for it. And it looks like this. This is their little spend account debit card, right? Little Visa debit Acorns card. So, whoop. Why do I have this, you ask, right? I mean, that may be something that comes to your mind if it was fraudulent. Because I called immediately and reported it as fraudulent. It was somebody out of Georgia because that was one of the login emails that I got from Acorn. Again, Acorn knows this was fraudulent, and they were sending me the alert emails. And I told them this was fraudulent. I didn't open that account. I didn't make these charges. My account is now in the negative. To please cancel that card. That's fraud. And they said, oh, yeah, the card won't go out. I just showed you the card. The card went out. Luckily, the hacker didn't successfully change my mailing address, or maybe they did and they were planning on checking my mail before I did, intercepting it at the post office, something. I don't know what goes through these damn crooks' head. All I know is Acorns did not do what they say, and they sent a fraudulent credit card out into the world with my money on it. That's what they did. And then they lied to me about it. I asked to speak to a supervisor when I called about this. They hung up on me. 6 days later. 6 days later, and I swear to you, over 40 or 50 emails from me. I filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau and with the FDIC against Lincoln Savings Bank, the bank that backs Acorns, and specifically on these spend accounts, I believe. That's what it took for them to transfer my money out of the spend account back into my bank account, and it just hit today. And I received this card 2 days ago, I believe, or yesterday. Anyways, they sent out a fraudulent credit card, and it's been like 7 days now since this happened. And they refuse to unlock your account so you can transfer it yourself. I still have over $1,000, I believe, that is in the Acorns Invest account. They unlocked it. I submitted a transfer, but it was less than the transferred amount because they said, oh, well, that's, the taxes and market fluctuation, it went down a few dollars. Well, guess what? It was fraud, and you're insured for it. Now I'm paying market fluctuations and taxes on a criminal's transaction. You know what I mean? You're insured for fraud. My money came out at an exact dollar amount, and now I'm getting less back, and they don't care. They said they would not pay the overdraft fees on my bank account, that I need to dispute it with my bank. And that's where I brought the point up that this hack was perpetuated through Acorns, and my linked account was the target, was the victim of it, because I didn't have any money in my Acorns account. I had zeroed out. I'm sure others have had where their Acorns account and their Acorns balance was what was attacked. And then possibly these hackers may have went after their linked accounts as well, like they did mine. But this was an internal Acorn thing, and they wanted my bank to handle it. Oops, sorry about that. Dropped the phone. And so it's kind of crazy that happened. And they refused to unlock my account even after verifying me so that I can get my funds back. They intentionally held my funds for a week, and they said as much. Dang old flies. It was pulling teeth to talk to somebody. You'd have to call back every 2 hours to bug the customer service personnel and make them escalate the call to the internal team, the fraud department, I guess. Because that's the only way you could get them to send you an email. They would send you an email after that. They would not respond to any of their emails. They maybe respond once to an email, and then I asked a question about their response, never got a response back. 40-something emails later, and me calling another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I'm not exaggerating. They answered an email. Then I finally get one phone call from them saying, okay, we're shutting the spend account. The card didn't go out. That card didn't go out. And the funds would be transferred. The amount that was in this card did just get transferred this morning at 9 o'clock. But this card's been out in the world the whole entire rest of the time, with my money on it. I still haven't gotten my invest account money back. Like I said, I've filed complaints with the FDIC against their partner bank. I filed with the Better Business Bureau. I don't know what else to do. I have disputed charges with my bank so that they'll waive those fees. I'm not going to get my full transfer back. Acorns has already said that. So I'm just posting this video saying don't do the Acorns account. Number one, it's susceptible to hackers very badly. Take a look on the internet and you'll see that. Take a look at the Better Business Bureau and their rating on there and just read the reviews. My God, this is a regular occurrence. They freeze your account, and there's people that use this debit card and this Acorns account as somewhat of a high yield investment checking account. They use it. And so they'll keep their money in the Acorns account, all their operating money, and they'll just transfer over to the spend account what they need to spend for the week to pay bills, et cetera, et cetera. They use it as a bank. And they've had their bank accounts locked out for months at a time, and Acorns won't unlock it. They hold your money. I don't know what they're doing with it, whether they needed to go another week to gather that extra little investment because they're doing this to 30,000 people at a time. Who knows? That's my assumption. And so, let's say you're doing it to 30,000 people, what was done to me, and you're gathering, 10 cents of their interest. Well, that adds up, and that's a lot of money. This whole app is a scam. It's a downright scam. They say it's linked to the CCP, and I'm not going to get into all that. All I'm saying is this is my experience, and Acorns is garbage. I am almost convinced, almost can't prove it, that they're the ones that perpetuated the fraud in the first place. Here goes a zero account. We need to get some money. And how many people did they do that to? You know what I mean? How many is going to take it to the extent I did, where I just would not let it go? I filed with the FDIC. I filed with the Better Business Bureau. I called Lincoln Savings. It's a headache, and I still don't have my money back, and I won't be compensated my full amount because of market fluctuations and taxes from withdrawing the money. It was fraud, and they're refusing to handle it as such, even though they're the ones that sent me the fraud alert. And I told them it wasn't me, and then they locked my account for fraud. This Acorns app, it's trash. It's garbage. Save yourself the headache. If any of y'all have experienced this, go to the FDIC website. It's easy. It takes about 10 minutes to file a complaint. You have to file it against Lincoln Savings Bank out of Iowa. There's several branches, but when you type it in their website, it brings up one, Cedar Falls or something like that, Cedar something. But it'll only bring up like 3 selections, and you select the one out of Iowa, and that's the correct bank to file a complaint with the FDIC. Even if you got your money back, file it. That way they know. File a complaint with the Better Business Bureau. That way, I think they got like a 1.5, 1.3 rating, something like that. They need to be exposed for what they are. This video is going on and I'm rambling now, but they're so susceptible to fraud, and they obviously don't care. They sent out a fraudulent credit card out there into the world with my money on it. They won't return the rest of my money. And what I transferred out is less, and it's not a lot less, but it's the principle of it. The market fluctuations for the 6 days that they held it. Now it's another 6 days transfer. Let's see if the transfer actually even happens, or if they're going to hold on to it some more. Who knows? Then I'm definitely closing my account, and I'm still going to pursue the FDIC claim and complaint against their financing practices and their business practices, and then the Better Business Bureau complaint, and at least that'll be on file and for the rest of the world to see. Had I not got my money back, I would have filed a lawsuit. Not that I have a bunch of money to do that, but you can still file a lawsuit against them and make them pay for it, because obviously they were at fault here. They have no recourse. They didn't file this as fraud. All they did was lock the account, let it sit for a week, unlock the account, and had me transfer it out and kept the money that was, the difference. So, kind of crazy. Long story short, Don't use this Acorns round your money up. All right.